This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, everyone. This is Max with the Financial Education Partnership, and I just wanted to talk to you guys today about the FEP Webinar Program. As we have seen, right, amid COVID and the coronavirus, everything has quickly changed to online platforms. I just wanted to give you a brief introduction to our webinar program and just discuss some of the ins and outs, how you can market it, and how you can drive people there and create great leads from it. I'm going to start, you can see my screen here, just by showing you the member platform, which I'm sure everybody listening to this webinar has access to. If you don't, please reach out and we'll just make sure that you have access to our member platform here. Just so you guys know, there's a lot of great tools in here if you have not utilized them yet, from marketing material with all of our branding on it, to leads and scripts and things that you want to be doing, as well as video training from John Lee, etc. We've also created a new tab called Ftp Webinar Program. I'm just going to click on that and dive into there. And it has documents on how to run the perfect webinar and things that you want to do to maximize your webinar event. You can see we have this PowerPoint presentation. We also have some basic video training.
This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, everyone. This is Max with the Financial Education Partnership. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to our FEP webinar program. Today, we're just going to be kind of talking about, among everything that's happened and the changes, how you guys can change and jump in line and take a look at our awesome webinar program we have here. You can see my screen. So what I want to show you first is under the members platform, everyone has their logins, right, by going to members, and you can sign in. Scroll to the page at the bottom of the page and click FEP members down here. And if you guys don't use this platform as often as you might like, I suggest taking a look and definitely taking a browse through all of these options that we have. Marketing material, we have tons of material in here that you guys might not use on a regular day-to-day basis when you're marketing FEP. And it can just help you because this is what we do in our office in DC. But specifically to dive into the FEP webinar program, we've created our own tab for that because we've realized how important it is and how much information there is that goes along with it. We want to help you guys definitely make this webinar a success. So we just have a PowerPoint presentation here that you can go through to look at running a perfect webinar, specific things that you want to do, dates and times that you want to be inviting people, when the best time to do that is, how we can plan better. And we also have timelines for you to look at as well. Going beyond that, we also have a video, just Webinars 101, that you can check out that goes through some more basics and how you can go about getting a GoToWebinar account. Here's a downloadable webinar timeline. If you have marketing people or you do your own marketing, that's fine. We still suggest, printing something out like this and following it, right? And this is going to help you keep your eye on the prize, so to speak, and make sure that your event is a continued success. This is a great document that I use every day when we plan for our webinars here. Continuing on, intro and outro, if you're looking at uploading a recorded webinar, that's great too. So again, I just wanted to show you guys this centers of influence. That's something that we're going to talk about today. Webinar marketing options, if you guys are interested in paid advertising. But I want to capitalize today on what John has brought up on a mentorship call recently. To get started in the webinar process, we have weekly webinars that are open to the public. And we have certain ways that we can share what is called a source link. That way you can invite your database to our webinars, right? And you have to do nothing then invite them and drive them there. We run the webinars, and then you get a registration report as well as a survey report on your specific source link that we created for you. So if you send us a list, if you say, hey, I have a list and I'd like to invite people to your webinar, we can create this source link that will specifically state this is Max's source link. And then we can track those people as your clients, and you can follow up with them that way. And that's a great way just to get started, to see how our webinar process goes, see how the leads on the back end are liking it. Hey, Sally, how you doing? I just wanted to touch base with you about the webinar that I see you attended yesterday. And from there, Sally may have filled out a survey report, which is going to tell us more information about her, if she's interested in a consultation, and other things that she might be interested in the financial world. So that's one way to get started. Another way is to say, well, I'd like to do my own. And before I get into that, I want to touch on centers of influence a little bit and discuss the importance of it. Centers of influence can mean a couple of things. Some people mean, oh, do I need to contact my friends? And the simple answer is yes. You want to contact people. We have an example list here that you know on a personal level, that you have a relationship with. Someone who can call a meeting. I spoke with somebody who has a friend that is a library program coordinator in the county in which they live. And that was a huge lead for that person, because what they did was they called their friend working at this library program, and they explained their partnership with the Financial Education Partnership, right? And that they work for a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they'd like to bring a financial wellness webinar to their database. They were able to set that up and invite the entire county's library database to this webinar. And it ended up being a very successful event. So that's just one example. But what we need to do here is just do a little bit of brainstorming. Are you involved with the Chamber of Commerce? Do you have specific networks or relationships with anybody in the federal or state agencies? What about churches or faith organizations? Do you go to church yourself on Sundays? That might be a potential to invite your parish, that faith organization. Also, a current client database is a great center of influence. We have many advisors who all the time say, yeah, well, that current client database, I already have done everything that I want to do with them. They hear from me too much. They don't want to hear from me again. But you want to take into account, if they hear from you on ABC Finance, it might be a little bit different approach when you utilize our marketing materials, like a press release, and you introduce yourself, that you've now partnered with this 501c3 nonprofit organization to bring financial education directly to the public. It will help brand you as an FEP educator. And here's two examples of those press releases here. And those can be found on our marketing material platform. To continue on the conversation, though, I don't want to veer too far away from, is how you can make new relationships with people that you see on these areas. And that's just a matter of contacting people and explaining what you're doing with the nonprofit organization. And again, under our member platform, we have that information easily accessible to you right here under a face-to-face meeting, and how you can get connected with people. You can see our footprint, and it's a great example of people we've been to. And you can say, yeah, well, we've been to the Department of Education in DC, and I know that there's an office out here in blah, blah, blah state. We'd love to see about bringing our services here to you. And under scripts, we have tons of verbiage that you can use and things that you can say in order to understand that. Then I want to continue on this webinar program and just discussing, when you're ready to do a webinar yourselves, you can use our scripts and videos to do your own. You can also do a plug and play with one of our pre-recorded videos. We've done a multitude of our topics, and we have them pre-recorded that you guys can use. And you can utilize this script to do an intro of yourself. You can start the recording, and then you can do an outro for a Q&A, etc. So that it's essentially a plug and play style webinar. You can also ask one of our highest producing consultants to do a joint live webinar with you as a panelist. And we've seen this brings great feedback to these webinars, because it's not one person talking to the number of attendees on a webinar or talking at them for an hour. It's kind of a Q&A style format, and it ends up working out very, very well for all parties involved. It allows you as the educator to be displayed as the expert. It allows you to get more comfortable in presenting. It also allows for someone else to shed a different light and offer different ways of conversation, because we've learned that that can be a huge benefit. And this Q&A style is a lot of fun because you have the back and forth. And that can be done on a joint work basis. You know, so that's really about it, guys, for the webinar program and getting started. If you're interested, please, by all means, don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Max at f3eonline.org, or my colleague, Gabriella at f3eonline.org, and we can help starting to put the pieces together for you as far as putting your webinar program together. Be well.